Imagine a dark hero, emerging from the shadows of Gotham City, reinventing himself with each generation, bringing justice in an unparalleled way. We're talking about the Dark Knight, Batman. Since the beginnings of video games, Batman has evolved from simple pixels to incredible open worlds, always maintaining the essence of the detective and vigilante that we all love. In this video, I will show you the evolution of Batman games. The journey of Batman video games began with Batman for the ZX Spectrum, Amstrad CPC, and MSX. This early platformer introduced players to a basic but engaging experience of guiding the Dark Knight through a series of isometric puzzles and challenges within the Batcave to rescue Robin. Despite the limited graphics and technology of the time, the game captured the essence of Batman's world and set the stage for future adaptations. The innovative isometric perspective was a standout feature, providing a sense of depth and complexity uncommon in games of that era. The gameplay focused on exploration and puzzle solving, emphasizing Batman's detective skills rather than just combat prowess. Batman, the Caped Crusader marked a significant improvement over its predecessor, with Ocean Software introducing a unique comic book-style presentation that brought the Dark Knight's adventures to life in a new way. The game was divided into two distinct parts, each with its storyline and villains. Players could tackle a bird in the hand featuring the Penguin or a fate worse than death starring the Joker. The innovative panel-based graphics mimicked comic book frames, enhancing the narrative and visual appeal. This game set a new standard for comic book adaptations in video games, blending action, puzzles, and storytelling in a more immersive manner. Released in conjunction with Tim Burton's blockbuster movie, Batman, the video game for the NES, Game Boy, and Sega Genesis brought a darker, more cinematic take on the Caped Crusader. Developed by Sunsoft, the game was noted for its challenging platforming and combat mechanics, as well as its impressive graphics and soundtrack. Players guided Batman through various levels inspired by the film, facing off against classic villains like the Joker. The game's success was due in part to its faithful adaptation of the movie's aesthetic and tone, making it a hit among fans and setting a high bar for future Batman games. Batman Returns, based on the sequel to Tim Burton's original Batman film, expanded the Dark Knight's video game presence across multiple platforms, including the SNES, Sega Genesis, and DOS. Each version offered different gameplay experiences, from side-scrolling beat-em-ups to platformers. The SNES version, developed by Konami, was particularly well-received for its smooth gameplay, detailed graphics, and faithful recreation of the movie's atmosphere. Players could use Batman's gadgets, including the grappling hook and batarangs, to battle foes like Catwoman and the Penguin. The game's cinematic quality and engaging action solidified Batman's status as a video game icon. The adventures of Batman and Robin brought the acclaimed animated series to life on consoles like the SNES, Sega Genesis, and Sega CD. Each version offered a unique take on the source material, with the SNES focusing on platforming and the Genesis emphasizing intense action and combat. The Sega CD version stood out for its use of animated cutscenes directly from the show, providing an immersive narrative experience. The game featured iconic villains such as the Joker, Two-Face, and Scarecrow, and allowed players to utilize Batman's full arsenal of gadgets. The faithful adaptation of the animated series style and tone made this game a beloved entry in the Batman franchise. Drawing inspiration from the film of the same name, Batman Forever attempted to blend the movie's aesthetic with digitized graphics and Mortal Kombat-style gameplay. Available on multiple platforms, including SNES, Genesis, and DOS, the game featured a unique fighting system and cooperative play, allowing players to control Batman and Robin. While the game was ambitious in its design, its complex controls and mixed reception highlighted the challenges of translating Batman's cinematic adventures into interactive entertainment. Despite its flaws, Batman Forever remains a notable entry for its attempt to innovate within the genre. Batman Forever, the arcade game, took a different approach, offering a fast-paced, beat-em-up experience reminiscent of classic arcade brawlers. Developed by Iguana Entertainment and published by Acclaim, the game featured digitized graphics and over-the-top action sequences. Players could choose to play as Batman or Robin, battling through levels filled with hordes of enemies and familiar villains. The game's focus on high-energy combat and cooperative gameplay made it a popular choice in arcades and home consoles alike, providing a fun and accessible take on the Dark Knight's world. Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker brought the futuristic world of the animated series to video game consoles like the N64, PlayStation, and Game Boy Color. The game followed the storyline of the animated film, with players controlling Terry McGinnis, the new Batman, as he battled the resurrected Joker. The game's design incorporated elements of platforming and beat-em-up gameplay, with various gadgets and combat moves at the player's disposal. The distinctive art style and engaging storyline captured the essence of the Batman Beyond series, appealing to fans of the show and newcomers alike. With Batman: Vengeance, Ubisoft Montreal delivered a game that combined elements of action, adventure, and detective work. Based on the new Batman Adventures animated series, the game featured a storyline that saw Batman investigating a plot involving familiar foes like the Joker, Poison Ivy, and Mr. Freeze. The game's mix of combat, gadget usage, and puzzle solving, along with its impressive graphics and voice acting from the show's cast, provided a rich and immersive experience. Batman: Vengeance set a new standard for Batman games, emphasizing narrative depth and character development alongside action. Batman: Dark Tomorrow aimed to provide a comprehensive Batman experience with its focus on a dark, gritty storyline and detailed graphics. Developed by Kemco, the game allowed players to explore Gotham City and utilize Batman's extensive gadget arsenal. However, despite its ambitious design, the game was criticized for its clunky controls and inconsistent gameplay. While it fell short of expectations, Batman: Dark Tomorrow's attempt to create a more immersive and narrative-driven experience paved the way for future, more successful adaptations of the Dark Knight's adventures. Batman: Rise of Sin Tzu introduced a new villain, Sin Tzu, created specifically for the game by comic book artist Jim Lee. This beat-em-up game, available on multiple platforms including the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube, allowed players to choose from Batman, Robin, Nightwing, or Batgirl. The cooperative multiplayer mode was a highlight, enabling players to team up against hordes of enemies. The game's challenging combat and engaging storyline, along with the inclusion of a new, original character, made it a notable entry in the Batman video game catalog. Coinciding with the release of Christopher Nolan's film, Batman Begins offered an action-adventure experience that closely followed the movie's plot. Developed by Eurocom for platforms like the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube, the game emphasized stealth, combat, and the use of fear tactics to subdue enemies. The game's graphics and voice acting, featuring the film's cast, added to its cinematic quality. While the gameplay was somewhat linear, Batman Begins was praised for its faithful adaptation of the film's atmosphere and tone, providing an engaging interactive experience for fans. Batman: Arkham Asylum revolutionized the superhero game genre, delivering a dark, immersive experience that combined intense combat, stealth, and detective work. Developed by Rocksteady Studios, the game received widespread acclaim for its compelling storyline, atmospheric graphics, and innovative gameplay mechanics. Players explored the infamous Arkham Asylum, facing off against iconic villains like the Joker, Harley Quinn, and Scarecrow. The free-flow combat system and extensive use of Batman's gadgets set a new standard for action-adventure games, making Arkham Asylum a landmark title in the Batman franchise. Building on the success of its predecessor, Batman: Arkham City expanded the game world to an open-world environment, allowing players to explore a section of Gotham City overrun by criminals. The game featured an engaging storyline with a vast cast of characters, including Catwoman, Two-Face, and Hugo Strange. Rocksteady Studios improved upon the free-flow combat and introduced new gadgets and abilities. The detailed world design, deep narrative, and refined gameplay mechanics solidified Arkham City's status as one of the greatest superhero games of all time. Lego Batman: The video game brought a lighter, more humorous take on the Dark Knight's adventures. Developed by Traveler's Tales, the game allowed players to control Batman, Robin, and various villains in a Lego-themed Gotham City. The game's co-op gameplay, puzzle-solving elements, and charming visuals appealed to both younger audiences and longtime Batman fans. The ability to play as both heroes and villains provided a diverse gameplay experience, making Lego Batman a fun and engaging entry in the Batman video game series. Lego Batman 2: DC Superheroes expanded on the formula of its predecessor by introducing an open-world Gotham City and a broader cast of characters from the DC universe. Players could control iconic heroes like Superman, Wonder Woman, and The Flash, each with unique abilities. The game's cooperative gameplay, humorous storyline, and extensive character roster provided hours of entertainment. The addition of voice acting and a more expansive world made LEGO Batman 2 a significant step forward for the LEGO video game franchise. Batman: Arkham Origins served as a prequel to the Arkham series, exploring Batman's early years and his first encounters with major villains. Developed by WB Games Montreal, the game retained the successful elements of its predecessors while introducing new features, such as the multiplayer mode. The storyline focused on Batman's pursuit of Black Mask and the deadly assassins hired to kill him, including fan favorites like Deathstroke and Deadshot. While not as groundbreaking as Arkham Asylum or Arkham City, Arkham Origins provided a compelling and action-packed experience that expanded the Arkham universe. Released alongside Arkham Origins, Batman: Arkham Origins Blackgate offered a 2.5D side-scrolling experience for handheld consoles like the PS Vita and Nintendo 3DS. The game featured a Metroidvania-style exploration of Blackgate Penitentiary, with Batman using his gadgets and combat skills to navigate the prison and defeat various villains. While it didn't reach the same heights as the main Arkham games, Blackgate provided a solid portable Batman experience with a focus on exploration and puzzle solving. LEGO Batman 3: Beyond Gotham took the franchise beyond the confines of Gotham City, allowing players to explore various locations across the DC universe, including the Lantern Worlds. The game's storyline involved Batman and other DC heroes teaming up to stop Brainiac from shrinking planets. The extensive roster of playable characters, humorous writing, and diverse environments provided a fresh and enjoyable experience. The game's focus on cooperative gameplay and puzzle solving made it a hit with fans of both Batman and the LEGO video game series. Batman: Arkham Knight concluded Rocksteady Studios' acclaimed Arkham series with a thrilling and visually stunning finale. The game introduced the Batmobile as a playable vehicle, adding new gameplay mechanics and combat scenarios. Players explored an expansive, open-world Gotham City, facing off against the Scarecrow and the mysterious Arkham Knight. The game's narrative depth, refined combat system, and impressive graphics earned it critical acclaim. Arkham Knight's immersive world and satisfying conclusion to the series cemented its place as a standout entry in the Batman video game legacy. Batman: The Telltale series offered a unique, narrative-driven take on the Dark Knight's adventures. Developed by Telltale Games, the episodic game focused on player choice and consequence, allowing players to shape the story through their decisions. The game delved into both Bruce Wayne's and Batman's lives, exploring themes of identity and morality. The engaging storyline, strong character development, and interactive gameplay provided a fresh perspective on the Batman mythos, appealing to fans of narrative-driven games and the Batman universe. A sequel to Telltale's first Batman series, Batman: The Enemy Within, 2017, continued to explore the duality of Bruce Wayne and Batman, introducing new characters and expanding the storyline. Players faced challenging decisions that affected relationships and plot outcomes, with the Joker playing a central role. The game's narrative depth, emotional complexity, and engaging gameplay mechanics made it a worthy continuation of the Telltale Batman series, providing a rich and immersive experience for fans. LEGO DC Supervillains, 2018, shifted the focus to the villains of the DC universe, including Batman's Rogues Gallery. Players could create their custom villain and join forces with iconic characters like the Joker, Harley Quinn, and Lex Luthor. The game's humorous storyline, open-world exploration, and diverse character abilities provided a fun and engaging experience. The ability to play as villains offered a fresh perspective, making LEGO DC Supervillains a standout entry in the LEGO video game franchise. The recently announced Batman: Arkham Trilogy, 2023, aims to bring the complete Arkham experience to new platforms, remastering the three main games, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight, for modern consoles. This collection will allow players to relive the critically acclaimed series with enhanced graphics and performance, providing a definitive way to experience Batman's greatest video game adventures. The trilogy's enduring popularity and impact on the superhero game genre ensure its place as a cornerstone of Batman's video game legacy. So, did you like the games I recommended? So leave your like, subscribe to the channel to follow me, and activate the bell because I post a lot of videos on this channel and you can't miss it. Thank you very much for following me this far, and until next time, bye.